I'm Blogging Brandy from RVersity, a university for RVers, and in this video I'm sharing with you 10 tips for buying an RV to help you avoid some of the mistakes that I made in the process and to help you not make the same ones. My first RV was a travel trailer, which I flipped and totaled on the road about 3 or 4 months after purchasing it. Then I decided to buy a van, live the van life, and that turned out to be a lemon. And now we're here in my Class A motorhome, which is my 2018 Thor Outlaw 37 RB toy hauler, which I tow my smart car in this garage that we're in. So it took me a while to figure out the right type of RV for me, and it actually boiled down to me doing my own research, which is kind of what you're doing here watching this video. Tip number 1 for buying an RV is to define your RV goals. Every RV lifestyle comes with its own set of requirements. So either you're going to be a weekend warrior or you're going to be a full-time nomad. How often do you plan on using the RV? How many people are going to be in the RV at a given time? Are you going to have a bunch of people every weekend so everybody can just cram in and deal with it for 2 days? Or are you going to have 5 kids all the time in your RV, which means that you want to have more space and you might need a tow car to tow them? Or is it just yourself? Maybe you just need room for yourself. The other thing that plays a role is whether you're going to be hooking up or boondocking. So I made some videos about that.
If you're not sure what that is,
down below this video you can check out. Hooking up means hooking up, say, at an RV park or maybe to a house for your RV to get the things it needs. Like, how does an RV get power or water? Or how do you go to the bathroom, take a shower, wash your hands? Well, you gotta have things like water, electricity, sewer, somewhere for the water to go, as well as if you want to watch TV, you might want to have cable, and if you want to watch a video like this one, you might want Wi-Fi. Those are called RV hookups. So you either hook up and pay for those at a campground, or what a lot of people try to do when they buy an RV is to do what's called dry camping or boondocking. And that means that you're camping without these hookups and you're having to be off the grid, self-sufficient on your own. So you fill up, say, your freshwater tank and take water with you, figure out a way to dump your sewer, and get electricity either for your batteries or your generator. You gotta heat your RV, cool your RV, heat your water in your RV, as well as take a shower, wash your hands, and do all the fun stuff in your RV. Tip number 2 for buying an RV is to become familiar with the different types and sizes of RVs that are out there. So I made some videos to go into more detail about these. You can check out below this video. There are only 2 basic types of RVs. So you have your drivable RVs, which have a motor attached to them and you can drive, which are your Class A motorhome, which is what we're in, a Class B motorhome, which is more like your van, or a Class C motorhome, which is like the RV with that overhang, the typical RV that you see in all those old school movies. The other type of RV is a towable RV. So you have drivables and towables. The towable RVs require that you have a tow car. In my travel trailer, I towed it with my Expedition. You can tow it with a truck or maybe a small SUV. All of these things come into play when you're towing, and tow weights and a whole another video, but something to think about. You could also have a fifth wheel or a pop-up camper, and then you have the toy hauler, which is kind of in between. They have that in the trailer or in the Class A motorhome now. There's some other RVs kind of in between that, but the basic ones are the drivable motorized RVs or the towable RVs, which require an additional vehicle. Tip number 3 in the RV buying process is to list the RV amenities that you really want or you really can't live without, like your slide out, front living versus rear living. Do you want a package to be able to tow? There are all kinds of amenities that you can get in an RV, from entertainment to comfort, and that includes your electrical systems, your water systems, and everything in between. But as the RV industry begins tends to evolve, these processes become more automatic, because remember, if something breaks and it's something electrical or not manual, then you're gonna have somebody else fix it, unless you're some type of electrical technician or know how to do those kind of things, or it's just gonna be broken forever, which is what probably happens in most RVs. The more amenities, the bigger and badder the RV, the more expensive it's gonna cost when you're considering all the amenities that you want in your RV. So there's a list that you need to make, and then you need to figure out which of these things you have to have and which of these things you can live without, because no matter what RV you buy, no RV is going to be perfect. You're going to be making arrangements and having to figure out how to make it fit into your lifestyle, but the best thing you can do is try to find one that fits your lifestyle to the best of your ability. Tip number 4 for buying an RV is to decide on a budget. The cost of the RV is just one of the costs associated with your RV. You also have to consider things like your taxes, your RV insurance. You need to think about the other things that come along with RVing. So how are you going to pay for your water, your electricity? What about renting a spot? Maybe you need cable or Wi-Fi. How are you going to get these things? The cost of the RV is just one thing. Then you need to add in all of these other expenses, as well as the fuel to get you around and get you places, or maybe the propane to heat the RV, or your hot water so you can take a shower, wash your hands, wash the dishes, use the toilet. You're gonna have to dump the sewer. So many things to think about, but don't worry, I made some videos about that. You can check out below this video as well about how much you can expect to pay for an RV, as well as the expenses that come along with it and how much it costs me to live in my RV. Tip number 5 for buying an RV is actually to rent an RV before you buy an RV. Renting an RV is going to give you a really good idea of what it's like to drive an RV, some of the expenses that come along with it, maybe paying for a campsite or the fuel, and how much of the things that you use, like the batteries, if you have solar power, your water. You'll get to learn about the RV life before you actually buy into it, because buying into it is a long-term and permanent investment that can cost you a lot of money if you make a mistake in the buying process. Now, I made a video about renting an RV that you can check out below this video as well. Tip number 6 for buying an RV is to do your research. RVing should be simple, and you think it would be just like buying a car,
But it's not.
it's like buying a car and a house. So I wish when it came to buying an RV, you had a car dealer and a realtor in the same location so they could teach you, or the salespeople in the RV dealerships were one and the same, but they're not. So you have to do all of your own research. If you don't want to get ripped off during the buying process, you have to do things like watch this video, subscribe to this YouTube channel, and learn about it. Be willing to travel if you want to get a good deal. So I actually flew to Arkansas to pick up my van, and then I drove to Tampa in Florida to pick up this RV that I have now. Not all RV dealerships sell the same merchandise. So some of them are contracted with the manufacturers where they can't actually sell the same RV that, say, someone across the street is selling, or within a certain mileage or radius of their RV dealership. They only have in stock what they have either been traded in or what they contract out with certain manufacturers. Don't be afraid to travel nationwide, or if you go to some dealerships that have multiple locations, maybe like Camping World, they could actually have the RV shipped to the destination that you want to purchase from. It's a really good idea to do your research, and I actually looked at this RV for 6 months before I ever purchased it. Another reason that you want to do your research is because RV dealerships have tons and tons and tons of RVs that they probably don't know in and out like you will when you start doing your research. I knew when I went to buy this RV that I wanted to have the couches in the garage, the gates that go down in the back to make the patio, and those things weren't in one of the units that I looked at. And then there's different floor plans. It could be the same exact RV but have a different floor plan. Maybe there's a dinette versus a couch, and the RV dealership isn't necessarily going to know that as much as you would like for them to know, and you're probably going to know more than them, especially if you're doing your research up front. But it gives you a really good thing to be able to ask questions and say, hey, does this RV have this or that? And it helps in the negotiation process of buying the RV if you know more about the RV than they do. Tip number 7 for buying an RV is to get RV insurance quotes. Now, before you take off in your new home away from home or home on wheels, you're going to need to insure it. You're going to want to shop around for getting the best deal and get a couple quotes from different providers. Even though your car insurance provider might offer RV insurance, you really want to go with a specialized RV insurance provider or insurance carrier to cover your RV, because they have a lot of different benefits that your auto insurance provider might not actually provide. Take it from me, since I totaled mine on the side of the road, it's really good idea to have the right kind of insurance for your RV. Now, although the cost and carriers may differ for RV insurance and getting a quote, most of the quotes are based off of a lot of the same similarities. So it's going to be based off the type and size of RV that you purchase, the location or state that the insurance is issued in. Maybe you have multiple vehicles in your household, which could account for an RV discount or a multiple policy discount. Your driving history is going to play a role, or the drivers on the policy, the amount of coverage that you're trying to request for the RV, as well as whether you're going to be using the RV for recreation just on the weekend, or if you're trying to be a full-time RVer. I made some videos about the insurance costs and carriers, which you can check out below this video. Tip number 8 in buying an RV is to determine the RV's value or fair market value, but you want to get a good idea of what the RV is going for and what you should be paying for it. So the best way to do this is to look and see what other people are selling their RVs for. Going to multiple dealerships is a really good idea to figure this out, as well as online visiting forums, maybe private groups, or checking out private sellers on sites like RV Trader or RVT.com. People list their RVs for sale, as well as dealerships on here look for similar RVs to get a really good idea of what the value of the RV should be. Tip number 9 for buying an RV is to actually do an inspection before you buy the RV. So you should be inspecting it before you buy the RV, as well as after you buy the RV. So if they don't have Carfax for RVs, which would be lovely, you can do your own inspection. The dealership is going to have their own pre-delivery inspection checklist, so you should have yours. Now, if you don't have this, you can download these online, as well as I have one in the RVersity app on your phone, which you can pick up for Android or Apple. Down below this video, you can check that out, RVersityApp.com. Inspecting your RV for water leaks, the generator, tires, are things broken, do the lights work, does the awning work, cracks in the ceiling. So I've had water leaks, I've had electrical issues, but you want to do an inspection, because once you're gone from the dealership, after the purchase or before the purchase, it really plays a role in what they're going to fix or what might be covered under warranties. If you notice something before you buy, you can usually tell them, like, hey, I want this fixed, and there's things they'll fix for you that they can pull off of another RV or just fix for cheap. Having an RV warranty is something else that you might want to think about. Now, most of these items are things that you can inspect yourself or the average person, but then there's some things that you might have to have a qualified technician, like the engine or brakes, the generator, certain things like that you may not know what to look for. Tip number 10 for buying an RV is to actually do a practice run. After you've gone through the process of picking out an RV and figuring out the amenities, and you're really in that process of buying, or maybe you have just bought, this is a really good time to do a practice run. When I spent the night at Lazy Days, when I bought the RV, they were willing to fix whatever when I was there, but once I was gone, there were certain things that were only covered under a 30-day warranty, and then I have like a 5-year, 6-year warranty that certain things are covered under. Practice run, you want to do a practice run. You want to drive this thing, you want to really work out the kinks in this RV, both before and after the buying process, and find all these things. And the best way to find it is to actually use it. So the more that you go camping and drive the RV and use the RV, turning on the fridge, turning on the lights, using the generator is going to allow you to figure out what is actually going on with the RV or if there's something wrong that even needs to be fixed. Okay, so now you know how to buy an RV, or 10 tips that are going to help you in the RV buying process, and some mistakes that you might want to avoid, some things that are going to help you avoid mistakes. But I know that was probably a lot, which is why I've put together my RV buying guide, which RV is right for me, which I was actually reading off during this video. So all the stuff that I talked about, you can pick up right here in this guide down below this video, and this will help you save a ton of time and money in the buying process. So learn from my mistakes. I'm Logan Brandy. This is RVersity, a university for RVers where you can learn how to RV like a pro. I'll teach you everything I know. Just head over to RVersity.com and find out all the goodies. So check the description below this video for all of the links and things that I mentioned. And don't forget to subscribe and hit that little bell icon somewhere around this video so that you're notified each and every time that I publish. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.